I'll get straight into the topic of the day, which is, thank you, Joelle. Okay, so the topic is leveling up in EXP. So I think you all saw Ben's, you heard what Ben said, and you saw some of our Leaderonomics posts as well, right? So EXP actually stands for experience points. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who know, I think you game quite often, right? So today my topic will be leveling up in EXP. And I will break it down into 4 major parts. Okay, so there will be, I'm just showing you icons first, and it might not make sense, but it will make sense in a bit. Yes, Minecraft players will know, Nichelle. Very true. Okay, so we have this icon here, which is like a console, a game console, right? Then the second part will be these icons which look like a school, graduation cap, and a briefcase. Okay, then the third one is this winning platform. You know, when you win things, then you go on to the first, second, third podium. It's called a podium, right? And then the fourth one is a man with an arrow up. Okay, so none of this makes sense, right? But it will make sense soon. Yes, it means level up. Very good. Okay. Oh, it does a little clue. Okay, good job, good job. I'm glad that you are catching on. Are they all about our life? Rainy is asking. Yes, yes. But also, yeah, you'll see lah, okay? You will see. Okay, only the first picture. Okay, that's great. So, first part, very easy. See this icon here? It's a gaming icon, right? Just now you all mentioned all the different games that Ben asked what you all play, this and that, right? So now can you give me some examples of games that actually use EXPs?
Fortnite.
Fortnite, yes, very good. Anything else? Type in the chat. Kingdom Hearts, Minecraft, Battle Royale, COD. Oh, I played COD once. It was great. I was not very good at it, but it was really fun. PUBG. Okay, very nice.
Apex Legends.
Apex Legends. Okay, I've never heard of that one, but okay. So you all know what games use EXP, right? Which is great because now there are 2 pictures here. Okay, some of you are still typing DT Road Guild Wars 2. Okay, that's a different generation, but okay, what are these games in the picture here that I've shown? Okay, some of you wrote Pokemon Go, OMG. Okay, Street Fighter also uses EXP. Fortnite, yes, that's right. So there's Fortnite on the top and there's Pokemon Go at the bottom, right? So I'm just going to focus on these 2 games lah, just to give you an example. So for those who don't play games, then they know what kind of games we are talking about here, okay? So the top one is Fortnite, and then the bottom one is Pokemon Go. So in this kind of games, what kind of things do you have to do to gain experience points?
Do tasks.
Do tasks. Okay, that's great. Very good. Sweat and grind. Okay, yes, sweat and grind. Anyone else? Type in the chat, or you want to unmute yourself also can. Win some tasks, do some tasks, play often. Yes. If you know, you know. Okay, I hope I know. But okay, watch ads. Okay, play Pokemon Go. So you need to walk around, which means exercise. Okay, you have to eliminate players, Shakil said. Use the hero often. You need time.
Fight enemies.
Fight enemies. Find secret treasures. Yeah. Discover new areas. Complete daily goals. Let's study more games, more EXP. Okay, I will have to stop you right there, Agitian. Sorry, but we shall see. Okay, after my talk, then you tell me whether you do the same thing, okay? Okay. Cool. So let me just wrap up your answers. We put a pause on that first. And I will focus on 3 main things that you all have actually mentioned, but I will focus on these three main things lah, okay? So the first one on how you gain experience points in games is you explore the terrain, right? So like what Miss Cartini said, you walk around, right? You explore the terrain. So in Fortnite, in Pokemon Go, in whatever games, you have to walk around, you have to explore different places, and you have to, find material, so on and so forth, right? And the second one is you have to complete tasks or quests, which I noticed quite a lot of you actually mentioned that. So you have to go and find out what quest you have to do, and then you have to finish every single thing, right? And then the third one is fight in battles. So someone mentioned eliminate players, right? That is your fighting in battles lah. Okay, so fight in battles and then you gain experience points. And I just wanted to help frame your mind to really see how this is also what we are doing in our life. So let me show you how it relates, okay? Here, how you gain experience points in life, right? When you explore the terrain, you are exploring your options. You are looking out for opportunities, finding out what you like, what you don't like, finding out all the different things and really exploring that, correct? And that is how the exploring the terrain is sort of the same as exploring your options in life. Okay, now my second part, when you are completing tasks or quests in games, you are completing checklists in real life. So this kind of checklist that I'm talking about are things that, things that you have to do. So you find out your next steps, you have other quests, you have things on the checklist that you will do. For example, doing your homework is a checklist because you have to do it, right? And it's a small task that you have to do. And when you do all of the items on your checklist, you will build up your interests, and your interests will change also as you learn, as you grow, as you find out new things, and that's how you build that interest also. Okay? And then now the third one is exams or major events. So in the game, you fight in battles, you eliminate players, right? And then in real life, this is very similar to sitting for exams or going for major events where you have to fight the different levels of battles, right? You know how in games you have to eliminate the players, or you have to eliminate a character, and then you have the boss battle. So those kind of battles are sort of like your exams. When you sit for exams, and all of these are things that you have to go through, right? So now I'm going to move on to the next part to show you why you have to go through all of this, why you have to get all of these experience points from doing those three things that I showed: explore options, checklist, interest, and getting your exams and your major events. Okay, so very fast already, I'm in the second part. Okay, and then some of you are still talking about the games. We are in the second part now, okay? So, second part, have you tried something new? You have to do something new, and then you're asking, okay, why do I have to do this? Anybody? You want to ask one thing. If we relate life to game, doesn't that mean living life physically or mentally challenged is just playing life on hard mode? That is a very interesting question. And yeah, sometimes that's a topic for a different day also, but we will address it when we get to the end lah, huh? Okay, I will address all the questions at the end, okay? So y'all can just drop your questions first. Joelle is having a mind-blown moment here. Okay, thank you, Nichelle. Okay, but yes, so just drop in the chat. Have y'all tried something new and then question it? Like you've done something and then you've asking like, why am I doing this? What is this for? Right? So just throw in the chat, yes, no. Okay, Cleo said always. Okay, great. Yes, no. Some said yes, some said no, some said I think so. Okay, so next question. Did it make sense after that? Or did it bring you to a new place, a new path in your life? Sometimes it's something new, sometimes it's not. Okay, some yes, some no. Yes, it did. No, so. Okay, so a lot of your answers, some people yes, some people no, this and that. Okay, that's all right. There is no right or wrong. I'm just asking you a question here. And a lot of your answers are yes and no, some, so, da, da, da. Okay, which is good. I like it. I like your answers. Okay, so let me just tell you that, so this is the second one, right? Let me just tell you that number one, there is value in everything that you do. So you can even take your notes already. All of you, I know you have your notebooks and your pencils with you. You can start to take notes. Okay? Number one, there is value in everything that you do. So things that you might not understand, like, okay, I'm taking Miss Kartini's gardening passion as an example here. So for example, let's say somebody asks you to go gardening and you're like, oh, why am I doing this? Why do I have to go and garden? And then you find it very hard and a lot of dirt, this and that. But there is value in everything that you do. So when you go gardening, you will plant, let's say, food, right? Let's say you plant an apple, okay? Later on, that apple will grow and you can eat that apple, correct? So yes, thank you, Ben. Number one, there is value in everything that you do, okay? It will make sense later on, definitely. And number two, your experience carries meaning. And I say carries meaning because I also want to add on that if it doesn't carry meaning now, it will carry meaning in the future. When you find out what it actually means, it will all make sense lah one day. Okay, so number two, your experience carries meaning. So that's that. Okay, let me put it at that. And I will tell you a little story now. Okay, let me tell you a little story. So you see this GIF here of Homer Simpson failing an exam. Okay, let me tell you a story of what I did in school. So, but before that, let me ask you another question. How many of you did not get the grade that you wanted to get? So in an exam, when you sit for an exam, how many of you didn't get what you actually aimed to get? Just put like me in the chat if it's you. Okay, Sharik, me. Sometimes, me. Okay, you failed. Okay, me. Okay, so I see a lot of me's. Okay, so very, thank you for being honest with me, everyone. Okay, because I went through that also. So that was, sorry, give me 2 seconds. Okay, so a lot of you are saying that you didn't get the grade that you wanted, right? Okay, I'm going to tell you a story here, and then it will make sense later on. Okay, so let me tell you this story of how I sat for my AdMaths exam. So I'm not sure if all of you here know what AdMaths is, but essentially it stands for additional mathematics, and it is a more complicated version of the normal mathematics that you have in school. Okay, and you sit for it. You start learning it when you are 16 years old in a government school. So that's what I did. Okay, so yes, maths on God level, correct, Michelle. Okay, so I sat for my maths exam. I started learning it when I was 16 years old, right? Because that was one of the subjects that we had to take. Okay, and I got an A for my first exam. And in my school, I was in a government school. In my school, what would happen is that we would have 4 major exams per year. So my first one, yes, 4 major exams. So my first exam, I got an A. And then my second exam, I got an E, like for elephant. And it was really horrible because I got 43 marks out of 100, and 40 marks was the passing rate. So that was 3 marks away, guys. 3 marks. Okay. Yes, I was very sad, Mubin. I think I cried. I think I did. So yeah, okay. I was very disappointed. Correct. Chin Yin Xuan, you are that is a very good word. I was very disappointed. But I thought, okay, I have 2 more exams in that year, right? So I would continue to study. I would look for help. I would ask my teachers, da 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 da. And for my 3rd exam, when I was 16 years old, I got a D. And for my last one, I got a C. So slowly improving, right? And then when I was 17 years old, which is the year where we would have to sit for SPM, I'm sure all of you know what SPM is. I hope all of you know what SPM is. So I had to sit for SPM that year. And there are still the 4 major exams plus SPM, right? So the 4 major exams, I fluctuated between getting A, B, and C. So it's like B, then A, then C, here and there lah, okay? And for SPM, can you all guess what I got for SPM, for AdMaths?
A. F.
A?
F.
Whoa, F.
C.
Okay. A, B,
C
C?
or B.
Okay. Okay, the answers are all everywhere. A lot of various answers. I'm glad a lot of you,
I
most
get A,
of
B,
you
C,
have
D, E,
faith in
or
me.
F.
All A, all A. Zach, Joel, not even on the list lah. Okay, so great. I see a lot of people saying A though, so I'm very glad you all have faith in me getting an A because I actually got a B. I think I got a B
Minus.
B plus. I can't remember the exact one, but I know I got a B. Like someone said previously, it felt very disappointing, right? I put in so much effort. I did my homework, but I also know that I made mistakes. I definitely made mistakes in the exam because I couldn't understand it enough. And these kind of things happen. There are times when things just don't go according to what you want to happen. And it was very difficult. It was so sad, guys. It was okay. So please bring out the tissue papers, everyone. You can dab your tears a bit. Okay, so these mistakes happen, right? And I think just one point also for all of you to know that it's okay to be sad after you make that mistake. Just accept it first, and then how do you move on with it? Okay? So right now, I know a lot of you are asking like, why are you telling me this story when you didn't get an A at the end? What is the point? Okay? So the point is that yes, things don't go according to plan. I planned to get straight A's, but I didn't get straight A's, and failures and mistakes will happen. Failures and mistakes will happen, just like what Michelle just said. Humans are humans and we make mistakes sometimes. Very true. So failures and mistakes will happen, but what do you do about it? The way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it, right? You can either run from it or learn from it, right? And I just wanted all of you to really understand this also. So remember just now I talked about how I made a mistake in my maths exam and then I didn't get straight A anymore, right? And that is a failure for me, right? Do I run from it or do I learn from it?
Learn from it.
Learn from it, right?
Yeah, learn.
Yeah. So mistakes, again, mistakes will happen and we make failures and all of those things. But what do we do with it? And it's actually the same, it's actually the same for whether or not you are making a failure or if it is a success. Let me just show you what I mean. Okay. So over here, yes. So if you have done something and you succeed, right? You know that it feels great. It feels great and you are very proud of yourself and everything is right? Because you succeeded in doing something. Okay? then you know that your next step is to further improve it and do more of it. Okay, clear so far? Very straightforward, right? If you succeed with something, you improve on it and you do more of it. Okay, I can see the chat. Yes. Break the limit. Okay, so yes. So you do more of the thing that you are good at because you know that, okay, I'm good at this. Let me do more of it. Okay, my next one, failure. When we are faced with these failures, it hurts, right? Like a lot of you were saying just now, oh, see, I know Baggy Minerva Potter is saying that it used to be so bad in BM. So the mistakes that happen, it hurts, right? And it's very sad. And yeah, these things happen and it hurts. And it's okay for things to hurt. Okay, so the next step to that would be to learn from it and to try again. So if you fail at something, what you can do is to try and do it again, but in a different way. If you do it the same way over and over and over again and it keeps failing, then it wouldn't give you any results lah, right? But if you fail at something and then you tweak it a little bit and then you try a new thing again, it would definitely start to show improvement. Let me give you an example of smartphones. You know how Steve Jobs made the Apple phone, right? Yes, okay, you all know. Okay, let me just use an example of smartphones lah, okay? You all know how smartphones, the whole journey of smartphones, how it started, right? So many years back, they started to make phones, and it was huge. It was very huge. And only specific people would be able to carry phones around because it was very expensive. It was very expensive to produce. So only those really rich people will be able to afford to have a phone, and it'll be very bulky. How huge? Like I don't know, like this. Can you see what I'm showing? But never mind. It was huge lah. You can use two hands to hold it. Kind of huge. It was very bulky. So it was like holding a water bottle, like holding a tumbler. Yes, water bottle size, Rachel. Thank you. Okay, so it's like, yeah, it was huge. And what they did was they kept improving on the design of the phone, on the usage of the phone, until you all have your very thin smartphones these days, right? Now it's so small, it's so compact, fits in your pocket. You can bring it anywhere. Almost everyone can have a phone, right? And that's how the evolution of phone, I saw someone said, Cleo said evolution of phones, and that's how they kept improving. They kept trying again and again and again, and they did different things. Okay? So that's just a very quick example. Like if you all want to know how phones look like after this, right, you're going to search the evolution of phones and you will see how phones used to be very bulky and huge and not very convenient. And now it's so convenient, so easy to have. Okay? So out of these two things, right, out of when you succeed and when you fail, out of these two events that are happening, right, the key thing here is that you get the most out of each event. And what I mean by getting the most out of each event, I mean getting the lessons, understanding what happened, taking out the lessons that you have and using it. Okay, so you learn from both of it by actually going through the event, right? Because like I said, you will go through these successes, you will go through these failures. So once you go through it, take something out of it. Okay, extract every lesson. And I'm thinking of how the syringe for the COVID-19 vaccine, they push it in. This is to extract it. Okay, so extract every lesson. So make sure you pull out all the lessons that you can from the success or failure that you go through. Okay, now, what do you do with these lessons? Okay, moving on to this cute dog gif that is jumping up the steps. Okay, so very quickly, let's put a pause here. I want to ask all of you, what are you getting so far? What do you get so far? What are your current takeaways right now? Just type it in the chat, please. Let's see if you all have been tuning in. Thanks, Ben. Okay, what are you getting so far? Did everyone fall asleep? Okay, thank you, Miss Kartini. Miss Kartini is paying attention, everyone. So all of you should too. Okay, come. Okay, failure isn't a barrier to success. Yeah, that's true. Life has ups and downs, break the limit of success. Sometimes change is good. Yep. Okay, anybody else? Failure is the mother of success. Wow, okay. Anyone else? Learn mistakes. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Don't pay attention to emotions during failure. You can pay attention to emotions lah. You can sit and cry for a while, but then you have to pick yourself back up. Okay, you can't ace life in one go through failures. Every time you do something, you learn something new, learn from mistakes. Okay, very nice, very good. All of you are on point. Very good. Your experience carries a meaning. Good job, Shakil. Those were my exact words. Thank you. Okay, but yes, you are all getting the main idea so far. So I'm very glad. Okay, and I want to move on to this part here, which is, I would say, the most important part of tonight's session. Okay, so you see this picture here, this equation that I have put here. I call it an equation lah, but actually it's just some shapes and words together.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a triangle and there's a rectangle and then there's another triangle, right?
Triangle,
The first
square,
one,
triangle.
triangle, square, triangle. Yes, that's right. So the first one, success/failure. And the middle one is experience, and then the third one, level up. Yes. So a diagram. Okay, yes, we can call it a diagram. Sure. Okay, so the whole three parts of whatever I said just now, right? The whole blah 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 that I have mentioned. This is the sum of it lah. Okay, this is the main part. This is your meat. Okay, so you see this diagram here, right? The first point here is that no matter whether it is a success or a failure that you had, it was an experience that taught a lesson. And that lesson is what you use to level up. Okay? Clear? Joel, can I have a nice drum beat, please? Thanks. Okay, so let me say it again. Okay, let me say it again. So no matter the success or failure, it was an experience that taught a lesson and you use that lesson to level up. Okay, right? So these experiences, they will actually help you to increase your knowledge, your skills. It will help you find out your interests. It will help you find out different things. And those are the experiences that you take to turn into lessons to level up. So you see this very cool arrow behind? This is a cycle. So once you have leveled up, right, it doesn't just stop there. It's not a 1 + 1 = 2 full stop equation. It is a cycle. That's why I drew triangles, because it will move lah. Okay, so once you level up, that means you have opened up that door to a new area, right? So like exploring terrain. Once you have leveled up, you can go into a new area, right? You can go into a new level in a game. Maybe you can go into different modes, like Plants vs. Zombies. You can open up all the different modes, right? Different worlds, different planets. You can open up different types of characters. You can open up different worlds. Yes, Nishal just said that. Open to a new world. Sorry? Yes, different level, was it? Okay. So yes, you open up a new level. And then when that happens, you will actually go through the same thing. You will go through getting successes and failures. But it will be a whole different set of successes and failures. And this set of events that you go through will give you new experiences. And with those new experiences, it will come new lessons, and then new lessons will bring you to a new level, and so on and so forth. Makes sense so far, right? So when you level up, you will get new knowledge, new skills. And like I mentioned just now, you will find out your interests, you will find out what you like and what you don't like, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I have also included this last bit over here, some tips and tricks of how to make this cycle work lah. Okay, and yeah, take out your notebooks and your pencils, jot down these tips and tricks. So there are 4 that I have put together for all of you today. Okay, the first one, I've come up with this acronym with Ben because it's pretty cool. Okay, so you all know what GOAT is, right? Like GOAT,
Yeah.
right? Okay, what does it mean? What does it mean? Come, people, tell me.
It's an animal.
What does it stand for?
Goat.
Yeah, what does GOAT stand for?
Animal.
It is, yeah, it's an animal. Okay, okay. There are people saying in the chat, goal of all time, greatest of all time, the OG. Yeah, it's greatest of all time about that, right? Okay, so it's an acronym lah that a lot of people are using that, like when you watch basketball games and people say like, ooh, LeBron is the GOAT, right? And things like that. Okay, so greatest of all time. And so these tips and tricks will help you be the greatest of all time when you are going through this cycle of success or failure to experience to level up. Okay, let me just get into my acronyms lah. Huh? Okay, so G stands for grab opportunities. So in whatever you are doing in school, which most of you are in right now, so in school, in work, in your clubs and societies in school, whatever you're doing, grab opportunities. Okay, and how do you grab opportunities? If your teacher wants a volunteer for, let's say, class treasurer, right? Be the first one to volunteer if that is something that you want to do, right? If that's something that you want to try out, grab that opportunity. Say yes, correct, like Bill Gates. So grab those opportunities. And it could be even outside of school. It could be, I don't know, do you all go for tuition? Or maybe some piano classes or whatever it is, grab opportunities. Okay, very straightforward. Grab opportunities. If the opportunity is there, you grab it. Simple and straightforward, right? Okay, now the second one is O, which stands for open yourself to new experiences. So this is when you are opening yourself, you're just opening yourself to new experiences and really just saying that, okay, this is something new that I am learning. I will be open to it. I will do it. And the difference with this, so this is actually based on something called the growth mindset. And this is a whole topic for another time lah. But very briefly, this is based on a concept of having a growth mindset. When you want to keep growing, you will open yourself to new experiences. So these new experiences will lead you somewhere else and they will help you level up. Okay, now the third one I have for you is acceptance and anticipation. Also, those are 3 A's lah. Acceptance and anticipation. Okay. Very simply put, let me just give you an example. Okay. So you accept that that you will go through these successes and these failures, right? And you accept that it will happen because life is all part of a learning experience, correct? So this is something that you accept, and you know that, okay, this is something that is going on, right? And you anticipate your next move. So what that means is you asking, what now? What's next? What do I do after? Okay, what do I do after I failed that first? I didn't fail, I got the E, right? What do I do after I got an E for my AdMaths paper, right? What's my next move? Okay, and the next move was to find teachers, ask them for help, study with my friends, do all these different things to really try and do better the next time around. So that was what's next. Become an alpha in AdMaths. That's right. Okay, so that's acceptance and anticipation. Okay, and then the last one, T, stands for take note of your progress. Okay, so this is also something that I mentioned in my article that I wrote, that I published on Leaderonomics.com. And this was one of the points lah. Oh, thanks, Ben. I see he has put the link there. So this was one of the points. Don't go and read the link yet. Everyone stay with me for a while more, okay? So this was one of the points that I put in my article also, to take note of your progress. So very simply put, it's about writing down your achievements, celebrating your different milestones that you have come across, no matter how small or how big it is. And this actually ties back to my first slide with the Fortnite and the Pokemon Go one, right? Remember? So it ties back to that because you are doing all of these tasks, you're doing this quest, right? And these are things that you are checking off. These are things that you are completing, okay? So it would be something like in school, you will have different roles, right? You could be, you could have a role in class, you could have a role in clubs and societies, you could have a role in your badan beruniform. So I will give you my own example. So what I did was, I was a class treasurer in one of my years in school when I was 15, I think. I was games master for my Girl Scouts club. So all those little things. And it seems small, but you have to understand that this is your journey. This is your progress, right? And a way I took note, I noted my progress was through, all the school records, all the certificates that the school would give, acknowledging that, okay, hey, I was class treasurer, I was games master, this and that, right? So accepting that, okay, I took these roles on. And although it wasn't like president of a club or anything, it contributed to my progress. It contributed to whatever experience that I was getting at that time, right? Because I gained experience and lessons. Because your experience means something. Your experience values. Like, what did I say just now? Shakil, what did I say? Your
Wait.
experience
Your
carries
experience
a
carries
meaning.
meaning.
Good job. Okay. So all of these little things will show that you are progressing lah, that you have something to learn from, and all of this will help you to level up. Okay, now my last one here, this is actually a sculpture of
Sculpture.
sculpture. Okay, so this is actually called the Thinker.
Sculpture.
This sculpture here, thank you. This sculpture here is actually called the Thinker. And it was sculpted by this guy called Rodin, who has many other sculptures as well. And the quote I have included here is something he said. he said nothing is a waste of time if you use the experience wisely. So remember right at the beginning, somebody said, oh, if you want to be good at games, then you have less study time and then you can play more games and get more EXP or something like that. Okay, that idea works out, but is it a waste of time? So
Yep.
I won't answer that, but okay. So with this quote, right, I'm actually done, So I just wanted to challenge all of you with this next 2 weeks, because I know some of you have school holidays, some of you don't have school holidays, but no worries. For the next 2 weeks, I hope that you are intentionally figuring out what you are doing so that none of the things that you do is wasted, because you are able to value that experience, take out a lesson from that experience, and then use it to level up. Okay, so very, very easy thing to start with. After this session, before you all go to sleep and all of that, write down 2 things that will help you gain experience in the next 2 weeks. So very simple. 2 things that will help you gain experience in the next 2 weeks. So you have school holidays. This is the best time to go and find something to do and try out something new even. It's the best time to make any mistakes also, right? Learn something from it and then level up. Okay, so I am pretty much done, Ben. And yeah, this is what I would like to leave all of you with, this challenge to really keep in mind that equation that I showed you all previously and use that as your compass. Okay? Okay. Nice. Okay. I will pass it back to you, Ben. We had a question just now, right? Was it?
We had a question, but yeah. Meanwhile, let's just thank Jenna first, okay, virtually. If you are there with me, those that turn on our camera, okay, let's cheer for her or give a emoji to show her some support and encouragement. I think she really summed up pretty well, and to share with us how her experience has helped her in her journey to until today. Okay, before I end today's talk, let me just share my screen right now. Okay, just give me a second. But yeah, meanwhile, while I'm going to share, looking at time, we have 4 more minutes. I try to crunch. Feel free to ask, put in the question right now. Okay, we'll just open a time of 2 minutes. Okay, maybe Joanna, you can take 1 or 2 questions. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we take 1 or 2 questions. Okay, so feel free to put in your question right now. So actually, you can Joanna can ask Nisha's. You can answer to Nisha's question. Yeah.
Okay, if we relate life to game, doesn't that mean living life physically or mentally challenged is just playing life on hard mode? So when is life, I don't really understand the question like fully, but I would say candid answer would be yes. If life is very difficult, then yeah, your difficulty level is hard, right? You have normal and hard. Difficulty level will be hard. So yes, I hope that answers your question, Nishal. I don't know if what kind of question. But yes, I hope that answers it. Nishal, you want to unmute yourself and then ask it? Oh, okay. She said okay. Thank you. Okay, great. Okay.
I think we have 1 more from Bagi. So if life was made into a game, what kind of game would it be in your opinion? Wow, this is very deep.
There's a game called Game of Life. It is a board game and it is one of the best games I have played because they really have every single type of situation. So you know how Monopoly works? Step by step, you roll the dice and this and that, right?
Yeah.
So in the Game of Life, right, there is actually one of the steps where you start your university, then you start a career, and you can pick the career. You pick a career, and then you can choose to either start a family or different choices that you have to make in the game. And it's really interesting because they also include things like paying for loans or buying a new car. So things that we actually will do in life as we grow older, as we level up. And it's a very interesting game. So if y'all can find it or just watch a YouTube video of a gameplay, I'm pretty sure they have that now. But it is a game, it is a board game lah.
Okay. There's that. Thank you so much to Buggy and Adriana on that. Maybe we can get one more question. Okay, Tommy asked the short question. Would you like to take that?
Sure. How would you rate your live game
rate your live game so far?
If it's out of 10, I would say I would give it a 10 out of 10 lah. It's like it changes every day, but yeah, today's a 10 out of 10 because I could talk to all of these young minds who are so participative and so engaging. I love it.
Okay, thank you so much, Adriana. So with that, I hope that all of us have gained something. You see, tonight we gained an experience from Adriana's experience, on how to live a meaningful life and how we can each help one another to live a valuable life, okay, a more fulfilling life as well. So with that, I want to thank everyone, okay, and again, let's give Adriana a round of applause, okay. Put down your emojis, okay, to give her some support, okay. All right, let me put down mine, okay. Give her
Thanks
some
for
support.
having me.
Okay, thank you so much, and we will see you soon, okay.